When you say that the central banks, they won't do enough rate hikes, do you think, yes, they'll get to 5, but 5 won't be enough? Or do you think, no, 5 is enough, but they're only going to get to 2 because of, I don't know, they have concerns about the equity market or something else?
Yeah, I don't know if they'll get to 5, but I know it won't be enough even if they do get to 5, because we have to look at what's going to happen to nominal GDP growth over the next 2 years. There is also an 18 to 24 month time lag between monetary policy decisions and impact. That's what's generally considered to be the case. There is, where do we begin here? We've had obviously compulsorily restrained consumption, particularly of services. It's been illegal to consume lots of services. So that's going to come bursting out, something we haven't really seen since wartime. Obviously in wartime, there's lots of things that are illegal as well. So that's going to be there. There is, in my estimate, at least $2 trillion in excess liquid savings on household balance sheets. That's just where look at the savings rate got to compared to where it was pre-COVID. Now, unless people save all of that, that is going to turn up in some form of consumption. There's always pent-up demand after a recession anyway, and that's going to be there. Bank credit growth is really starting to pick up very quickly, so somebody's borrowing money to do something, even if the newspapers keep telling us that the Federal Reserve's stopping them. There's quite a lot of evidence that they aren't. Broad money growth is now growing at 13%, bank credit growth at 16%. Total growth in dollars over the last 2 years is 43%.
Sorry, Russell, could you explain when you say broad money growth, what is that? Is that M2, and what is broad money growth?
So the broadest measure now publicly available now in the US is M2. We used to have M3. So it's the closest we can get, although not very accurate, to the total amount of dollars in the world. It's not actually that, the total amount of dollars in the world is bigger, but it's the best proxy we have. And it's grown 43% in 2 years. Now, I'm being told all the time that 5 nominal interest rate rises are going to stop this rip-roaring economic recovery, and I just don't think they are. And I think we're going to consider, or the policymakers will consider, there must be other ways to try and stop this thing, because interest rates aren't working. And what level of rates would we have to get to even begin to try and slow this thing down? We're starting with inflation today at 7. So I think this horse has bolted. And there are things they'll do. I mean, I was not joking when I said price controls are one of the things. The French have already gone for price controls. They've screwed their electricity generator to try and keep down the price of energy. So that sort of thing, and ultimately controlling bank credit growth with something other than interest rates, like credit controls, credit quantity controls, is something we get to. And all of these fit within the financial repression toolkit. All of these take us away from a market system. But anybody who says that the Fed will do all of this via interest rates clearly believes that we're staying in the old system and doesn't believe. Now, they might be right and I could be wrong, but there's a hell of a bet to be made here. Either we're in the same old system where the Fed uses nominal rates to control everything, or we're going to a system where all of these other horrible bits of the toolkit have to be used. And I'm strongly in the second camp. But as of this morning, the market is clearly of the view that the Fed can drive rates to a level to destroy equity valuations and destroy growth, and I think they can't do either with the tool of nominal interest rates.